Hey guys, this is VCXMN from YouTube again. I'm gonna be coming out. I know it's been a while, but gonna show a little bit about tuning. You go ahead and just buy this NSX right here. I'm actually doing this because a buddy of mine from Xbox Live doesn't know how to tune yet, and well, this is more just an introduction video. Obviously you can actually get a little more in-depth detail in tuning by just learning it and doing it. So let's go ahead and upgrade the tuning. Before we can tune, we do have to upgrade the car a bit. Going to leave it rear-wheel drive. For the sake of the video, let's go ahead and put on all aero. And we're going to go ahead and make this a track car. So we're going to put, it doesn't matter which race tires, race tire compound, Horizon race. We're going to go ahead and put race tire compound. And you want to, because it's a rear-wheel drive car, you want to make sure that the back tires are going to be as wide as possible to get maximum traction. Now this car in specific, you can widen your, I forgot the name of what it's called, but you can widen the basically the wheelbase sideways. Well, we don't need to widen the front. You can if you want. It's not required since this is only a rear-wheel drive car. And we're going to go ahead and leave the rim stock for now, and the front tire width is going to stay stock. To increase the switching over to gears quicker, we're actually going to upgrade the clutch to a race clutch. Go ahead and upgrade the transmission to a race transmission to have full ability to adjust the gears and final drive. This one is more for weight reduction and acceleration because since it is a carbon fiber, what is this called again?
Drive shaft?
Drive shaft. It's not going to have as much time and as much inertia as required to start spinning. The differential, really all this does, it doesn't do anything performance-wise as far as upgrading it. What it does allow you to do is adjust the how much give and take your wheels, your drive wheels will be able to have when you're turning. And I'll show you later when you're tuning. Go ahead and install, if you want to make it a track car, go ahead and install race springs. Obviously not rally and drift. Installing the anti-roll bars or sway bars will actually allow you to roll your car through the turns a lot better or keep them straight depending on how you want to build the car. As far as the roll cage, I don't know if you guys know this, but roll cage will actually sturdy the entire body itself. So if you want your car to roll a little more and have a little better traction during the turns, go ahead and install the roll cage as it'll hug the ground better. Rate reduction is going to allow the car to accelerate faster, leave the line faster, and overall just increase your speed as you're not carrying as much weight. And like I said, this is the track car. If you're looking for a specific setup, like for example S1, my suggestion right here, can't do that one, that will bring up to S2. These will definitely bring up to S2. For go ignition, we can actually do the ignition with the intake to race, and it'll bring it up to a maximum S1. But since I'm just doing this for the video, I'm going to go ahead and max out the engine. And basically what this is just going to do is just increase the entire horsepower and torque of the car, as well as maximize your max speed. But in order to enhance on that maximum speed, we'll have to go through the transmission and the tuning setup. Now the flywheel, it's not going to increase your speed, but it will increase your acceleration. The flywheel is really what gets the clutch and the camshaft rolling. And the heavier the flywheel, the more inertia it takes to get it going. The wider the flywheel, the less inertia it takes, which the faster it can get up to speed. Go ahead and just install that. And once it is done installing, we're going to go straight over to tuning. Now, what I have found the best PSI as far as the tires go, since this is a front wheel drive car, we're going to have the front tires PSI be 19.5. It's going to give you the best traction while still maintaining good movability as far as not too much drag. Now the back is, we don't need 19.5, but we'll put it down to 21.5 PSI. As far as gearing, final drive, you're going to have to really go back and forth, but for this specific build, I'm going to make this a top end speed car. So we're going to put it down to 2.5 for the final drive. And this is a rear-wheel drive car, so we don't need to have the first gear be really short. We can actually have this gear be very long, or relatively long. There are three dotted line notches going vertical. I kind of base my judgment on those. We're gonna have it the ending of gear 1, about the middle of the 3rd to 4th notches. And we're going to go ahead and increase second gear so we have a little bit of buffer period as far as acceleration. After that, I'm going to go ahead and take advantage of 7 gears. I'm not going to use the full 9, though you can if you want to. But because I'm using 7, I'm going to go ahead and make these gears short so I can get up to speed quickly after second gear. For 5th gear, I'm going to leave that one a bit long. Actually, you know what? 5th gear, I'm going to actually make it a short gear as well. 6th gear will be a little bit longer than 5th, and 7th will just complete it by touching the tip of the corner. Now for alignment, this is really going to help you as far as turn-in ability or straight line ability. The more negative your front camber is going to be, the better your turn-in ability. If you have it too high, like for example a -5, you're going to start getting what's called a camber, I forgot what that's called, but it's basically where I think it's called a camber bounce. If you have too much negative camber, what's going to happen is your tires, left is going to bounce and the right's going to bounce, but different times. And so you're going to lose straight line ability. You're going to start swerving. But as a 2.0 negative, I'm going to actually bring it down to a 2.2. I'm going to leave the rear camber at -1.5. This is going to allow me to keep my straight line ability while enhancing my turn-in and turn-out ability. For toe, this is going to actually bring the front of your tires inward. I'm using my hands. And this is what's going to really help you adjust the straight line ability. But if you have too much toe in, you're going to lose your speed, as it's going to cause too much drag from the tires to the ground. Really, you don't need to mess with this. You can usually keep it at 0-0 on both front and back, unless if you're having troubles keeping it steady as far as going straight. The front caster, the higher degree of the caster, the more the more degree of turning you will have. Basically, this is 5 degrees is a good amount. I'm going to bring it up to 5.2 to give myself a really good turn-in ability. If you bring up to 7, you're looking at drift car status. You'll be able to turn your front wheels extremely to the left or the right to allow you to make those tight drifts. Anti-roll bars or sway bars, this is what's going to help you roll your body while you're making those turns, helping you keep all 4 wheels on the ground. The stiffer they are, the more your tires are going to lose traction on one side and the other. The more softer they are, the better. But, however, if you go too soft, your body will just continue to roll and you'll start losing traction as you won't be able to continue to stay upright and straight. I'm actually going to bring this one down to 16.4. And the rear is going to bring it down to 25. I can get down to 25. I suppose I can. Alright, so the springs, the ride height, you can bring it down to the lowest you can. And that will help as far as aerodynamics go, to help you keep going straight and fast. However, it will dampen your 0 to 60, as it's going to be too low, so it'll have almost no air going underneath the car. And ideally that'd be better in higher end, but if you're trying to get up to 0 to 60 quickly, this would be a negative effect. But I'm going to go ahead and bring it down as far as I can. The spring itself is what's going to help you, your car adjust to bumps, and as well as work with the sway bars. So I'm going to actually leave the springs the way they are. I don't want to touch them because they're actually good where they're at right now. The damping, so the rebound stiffness, this is what's going to help you as far as hitting bumps, and especially for off-road, you want these to be extremely soft. But we're not going off-road, we're actually going on track. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring this down to a 9, and the rear is going to bring it down to a 13. And the front, for the bump stiffness, we're just going to actually leave the front as 4.3, but we're going to bring the backs down to the 5.8. As far as aero goes, now this is really going to be up to you. If you want a faster car, you'll want to go more towards the speed. But if you're looking for better traction around turns, go ahead and put up the cornering. Now, if you have too much cornering, you're going to lose top-end speed and straight line ability as far as speed goes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this up to 280 pounds, and the rear is going to bring up to a 475. Now, as far as brakes go, if you brake before you turn, then you can do a front brake setup, or more towards the front. So most of your braking force will be in your front 2 tires. But if you want to brake as late as possible, you'll want to have a more rearward braking setup. So that way you don't hamper your turning ability while you're braking. So I'm going to put it down to 40 because I do brake late. And the braking force, 100 is good, but you're going to be riding the brake pretty hard. However, if you do more of like 130 to 140, you won't have to worry about braking so hard. You can actually ease onto the brake, as it'll have much more force the less you press. Oh, this is actually an all-wheel drive car. Okay, well, since it's an all-wheel drive car, the tires can actually stay the same. We're going to make this a front-wheel drive car as possible, but taking advantage of the all-wheel drive. We're going to bring the acceleration for the fronts down to a 20. And what this is going to do is allow the tires to have a 20% lock. So instead of having a full 100% lock, and they will move the exact same rate as they're turning, it's going to allow let's say if I'm turning right, it's going to allow the right wheel, the front, to turn faster than the left wheel, or slower than the left wheel, as it's going to have to, it's turning in faster. So I don't know, it's one of those two. Now for the rear, we're going to actually bring that up to an 80, because we're going to have more of a back than a front. And for deceleration, you don't really want to have too much deceleration, none at all if you can. on the front differential. That's just because when you start decelerating, you don't really want too much pressure going into your front wheels, because that can actually mess you up as far as turning ability. Now for deceleration, we're actually going to leave that at 75%, and then for the center, for the balance, we're going to actually bring that to a 90%, so more towards the rear, less towards the front. So most of my torque will be towards the back and less bit towards the front. Go ahead and apply that, and you're good to go. Let me go ahead and show you guys what the car does down. Should have done it before and after, but I'll do that next time. As you can see, as I'm going through the gears, sorry, I am looking at different places while I'm driving. It's not exactly the best idea. Long first gear, long second gear, I'm going to go around this corner. And let me go third gear, relatively short gear, fourth gear, very short gear, and I was not looking. But you see what I'm doing here is that I have first and second gear very long to allow me to get up to speed. Third, fourth, and fifth gears are going to be short to allow me to keep up the speed and keep accelerating. Sixth and seventh are going to be a little bit longer to allow me to just get to my last bit of acceleration and speed. Thank you guys for watching. This is VCXMN. Go ahead and click that like and comment button, or like button, subscribe if you're not subscribed already. And I'll see you guys in the next video.